This video discusses the new semicircular number display control, which can be used to display numbers in a UX component in a graphical fashion as shown over here. So this is a data control, which means that it has a set value and get value property. So I can go here and I can set the value of the control to say 12, and you can see now the value has been set to 12. I can go there and do a set value, say to 77, and you can see that the control displays the number, and that when the control was displaying the number there was animation going on as the bar grew to its final value. The animation itself can be turned on and off. So basically, let's go now behind the scenes and see how a semicircular number display control is defined. So we'll go here and we'll create a brand new UX component, and then we'll go over to controls, and in the data bound control section we select more, and then in the more category we select the semicircular number display, and we'll just call it basically num1, and then click OK. And then we're going to just go over here to the builder and set the properties for the control. So we'll bring up the builder here, and you can see that we can specify a range. So the range by default is 0 to 100, but we can also specify the color. So the color can be static, as it is in this case over here, or the color can be dynamic, which means that you can define different colors for different value ranges. So for example, if a value of 0 to 10 might be good, you might use green for that, and a value of say 90 to 100 might mean danger, then you would use red for that. So we'll go ahead and we'll show later in the video how to define a dynamic range. So we'll just set this to static right now, and we'll go there and choose our color. So we'll just go say and choose that color over there. Then we can specify whether we want to show a number in the center of the semicircle, how many decimal places the number should have, and whether there's a prefix or a suffix on that number. I'm going to go there and choose %, and then we can specify the width of the line. So the default uses a reasonably thick line, but you can go and change that. Then you can turn animation on or off. And finally, basically, there is this property here called Other Properties, where you can go and set any properties of this semicircular control that aren't exposed here in the dialog. And the reason that you might want to do that is that the semicircular number display control is based on an open source library called rgraph, and there are a lot more properties available than we've exposed in this builder. So you can go over here and then click on show available properties, and these are all of the properties that you can control in this dialog over here. So let's go ahead now and then save this, and we also need to specify an explicit height for the semicircular number control. So I'm going to go here and choose say 3 inches. So we'll go there now, and then we'll go ahead and save it. So let's go save that, and we'll just call it SC5, then hit save. We'll turn pre-render on, and then go over to working preview, and you can see now we have not a number because we haven't set any value at all for the control. So let's go over here to default value and set the default value to say 15. Go ahead and save it now and preview it, and you can see now basically there's the number showing 15, and you can see that as the number got set there was animation turned on. So let's go now and define a dynamic range. So we'll go back into the builder and set the color type now to dynamic, and then bring up the builder over here. So the builder basically allows you to find value ranges. So we'll just go ahead here and choose sample, and here's a sample basically. So this shows various ranges and the corresponding color. So let's pause now and pick this up in the next video. So we're continuing now with the video describing the semicircular number display control, and we're defining dynamic ranges right now. So you can see here that we've got if a range of 0 to 5. So if the number is between 0 and 5, we're going to use red. If the number is above 5 but below 7, or actually equal to 7, we're going to use blue, and then from 7 to 10 we're going to use yellow. You can also basically leave out this final value over here, which means that now the range is going to basically be infinite, so from 7 all the way up to a very big number. I want to just go back and type in 10, and then since this range now goes from 0 to 10, I'm going to go and change my upper bound here to 10. And now let's go ahead and click OK here. In order to test this, we're going to go there and put say a 5 over there as a default value. But in order to test this, we're going to need to be able to set the value in this control. So I'm going to go here and put in a text box, and I'll just call this val1. And then I'm going to go here and put in a button. So we'll go there and put in this button, which will be just called set value, and then the JavaScript for this button is just going to simply be var val equals dialog.object.get value. So we want to read the value in val1, and then we want to set the value, so dialog.object.set value. We want to set the value of the numeric control to val. So now let's go ahead there and click save, and we'll go and run it now. So we can see that it shows a value of 5. Let's go set that to 2. So now you can see it uses the red value, and now let's go and set the value to say 9. And we can see now we're using the yellow value. So basically what we've shown here is how you can easily set the color based on the value of the control, which is very useful in dashboard type applications. So in addition to defining value ranges, as we showed earlier, you can also specify a JavaScript function to return the value of the color. So what we've shown in this video is how you can easily create a semicircular number display control, which is perfect for displaying numeric values in dashboard type applications. Thanks very much for watching.